I would never bring a foreign woman back to the United States of America or any westernized society that practiced Western culture. Watch this and I'll explain it later.
Great white sharks are all the rage now. After all, they're the talk of the town. In every town. So when you set foot in your local zoo or aquarium, it is understandable that your eyes look for the great white. But do you ever find it? Nope. Well, it's not that the majestic shark has never made it to a glass tank to showcase its grace, but within a few days of living in the new home, the newspaper would read, "Great white shark dies after capture." The first known attempt was by Marineland of the Pacific, a California oceanarium and tourist attraction during the mid-1950s. It survived for less than a day. Can you believe that? But the sad trail of deaths had just started. When SeaWorld tried a hand at captive shark displays in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, all of them resulted in the shark dying or being released back into the wild within a couple of weeks. Such incidents suppressed the motivation, and by the 2000s, only the Monterey Bay Aquarium was trying to keep a great white in captivity. Things moved in their favor when, in 2004, MBA was able to put a great white on display for more than 6 months before it was released back into the ocean. Now that was something, or should we say, just an exception. The truth is that great whites and aquariums simply do not mix well. But why is that so? We have some theories here that will shed light on this important mystery. One of the major problems with the great white shark is that it would not eat anything other than a live prey, unless it is near starvation. Whoa, self-dependence taken to the next level. Alright now, if you look at it practically, there are a lot of problems associated with giving in to the shark's whim of feeding. Firstly, it is not easy, and then it won't come cheap. And then if you look at the bigger picture, arranging for a live animal for it to feast on would be a terrible PR exercise. You know, animal rights and all that. So a bad idea. And when you try to offer it a dead fish to eat, the great white would most certainly refuse. You know what that's going to do to the shark, right? Furthering this, we want to shed light on the fact that great whites are expensive to keep in captivity. Like we said, if you decide to serve live prey to them, it is expensive and will help you gain negative publicity. Ready for that? Okay, leave that for a while now and concentrate solely on the nature of this shark. What would be the first thought raiding your mind when we question the marine beast's personality? You'd probably say aggression, and you won't be entirely wrong. The most interesting thing is that captivity irritates the shark and ignites the anger. This results in damage to the glass tank at times, in addition to injury and death of tank mates due to their hunger and anger instincts. You can well understand how expensive it would be to refill their tank time and again. Were you thinking about a solo tank for them as a solution to this problem? Well, that would add to the expenses again. And besides, constructing a tank that stretches for miles for just one animal is neither profitable nor feasible. Another problem is that the magnificent shark needs a constant flow of water through its gills to be able to extract oxygen from it and survive. Unlike other marine creatures who simply open their mouths, the great white has to move forward in the water at high speeds to be in a position to breathe. Now, you do realize how big a tank you would need to allow the 6-meter-long shark to swim around and get oxygen. This might make more sense when you know that once a great white known as Nicole was documented to travel from Africa to Australia and back again, a round trip of over 12,400 miles in just 9 months. Wow! The great whites have to swim long distances for their contentment. That is the way they live, and trying to change that won't end well, right? So now tell us, is it possible to mimic the size of the waters they feel comfortable in? That'd simply be unrealistic. On second thought, even if you can build such a tank, it will not be entertaining for the paid visitors to try to spot the shark in a caged ocean. It'll take hours. Shall we move on with another theory? Alright then, this one suggests that since the shark's electroreception is incredibly sharp, being captive in a glass tank might overwhelm or confuse the shark. The explanation behind this is that the shark can perceive subtle changes in the marine environment due to its electroreception, but it could end up in confusion due to excessive stimuli in the form of glass walls and electronic equipment surrounding them. This results in the shark colliding with the walls and getting injured, or simply getting gloomy due to insane confusion. A physically or mentally hurt shark will not be able to survive for long. Wait, we have more reasons here. Do you think it's easy to capture a great white shark? Come on, it isn't a prawn that you can find, cook, and gobble in the blink of an eye. It is a shark, and the largest one at that, so capturing it is a challenge in itself. Once you manage to do that, the next question pops up. How are you planning to move it to your aquarium? You need a transfer tank that is big enough for the giant shark and manages to control it till you reach your destination. All this involves a lot of effort in addition to the mounting risk factor. Are you ready to take the plunge? Last but not least, it is believed that these sharks retire to depression and gloominess because their tank environment does not match their wild habitat. Since these sharks are saltwater species, it is important to create a saline water tank for their survival. Though we keep them in one, it is believed that the right balance is often not achieved, which leads to the shark's deteriorating health and subsequent death. We can only hope this is not the case. Poor massive sharks. Death, ill health, and a tendency to attack tank mates has made keeping the great white in captivity a challenge. So if you are dying to meet a great white face to face and still exit alive, Gansby in the Western Cape of South Africa is undeniably the best bet for you. A 15-minute boat ride will take you to a spot where there is a 99.5% chance of seeing a great white shark, and you'd see these incredible creatures swimming happily in their natural habitat. Carefree in the wild or caged in an aquarium, where do you want to see the majestic?
That video must have went over your head. Because the great white shark is unique like a foreign woman. Yes, I said it. The great white shark is unique like many foreign women. So why would I want to take her and put her in a caged box or a caged environment mentally? To show her off? That's what many of you dudes want to do? Or for a showpiece? Nah, I'm not with that. See, you should want a foreign woman because she is unique. That's what many of you fellas should do. But many of you fellas want her in America, and when you bring her here, this is what happens to her. You kill her cultural connection. You kill her femininity. You kill her family connection. You kill her entire flow. Damn. You kill everything about that woman, and you think it's cool to do. I know, acting like somebody that never had anything. See, what you don't understand is the shark is known to go in deep depths down to 4,000 feet in the abyss. They were recorded that deep in the ocean. But you don't get that, right? Let's define abyss. An immeasurable deep gulf or great space. That went over your head, right? A shark needs the pressure to regulate their blood flow. The compression of their organs helps with the removing of waste. If that doesn't happen, it will end in death for the shark. See, the whole environment of the shark is like the foreign woman. The environment goes into the makeup of the foreign woman. See, certain cultures of women are so deep in their connection with their environment that it helps them remove the impurities from the women. It helps. But when they come here, you program them to American society or westernized society. If you in one of those countries that are practicing westernized, nah, I'm gonna keep my women over there. That's deep. See, you fellas don't understand that, man. Y'all don't understand what goes into the makeup of a genuine foreign woman. See, the question is, why would you want to do that? Let me answer it for you. Because many of you don't understand this about nature. The environment matters. See, you could go to wherever you say, whatever book you want to go to. What you do, you create the environment first. I don't care if you got a scientific argument. You create the environment first for the argument. Like nature was here first before humans even got here. Same thing, fella. This is what you do, right? You go into their environment and be a part of them because you know what dating in the USA or westernized societies can do to those women. But many of you miss that mark. And when they get here, you wonder why she changed. Why she changed? Because You won't go into the depths of what it means for her to leave her environment and come here. See, what happens in these USA, United States of America, or any of these westernized societies, right? You know what happens? The women become more manly, right? They dabble into feminism. They dabble into that superficial mind fry. That's right, superficial mind fry. You're frying their mentals. They dabble into division. They dabble into this competitive stuff against men. They dabble into families being destroyed. See, this is all what happens when you bring her in westernized societies. And you know it. You know it. But many of you don't want to look how deep this is. Why would you want to bring her into this? It baffles me. You need to say to yourself, see, the problem with you guys is, you guys look at the why instead of the where. See, it's feminine for you to look at the why, right? What I'm doing now. Because the why leaves you weak. But where to, or where do you trying to go, is what you fellas should focus on. But you missed that mark. You should say, where do we go if I bring her to America? Where's this going to lead us? That's what you should be saying to yourself. But instead of you saying, why I gotta be lonely? Why I gotta do this? It leaves you weak when you start asking why. All of them people that tell you, what's your why? They want to leave you in a feminine position. You dudes better take the masculine. Where to? Where is this going to lead? That's what you should be asking when you dating these foreign women. I ain't going to Brazil and bring one of these women back here. Y'all see that show 90 Day Fiancé? You see what happens. I'm not saying all of America is like this, but too much of it is, which destroys the foreign woman when you bring her here. Let me repeat. I'm not saying all of America is like this, but too much of it is, which destroys the foreign woman when you bring her to the shores of borders or what connects us to America, westernized society. You fellas need to learn that. Understand about the shark. Many times they brought them to aquariums and they would die. You know why? Because there's certain things about a shark that it needs for it to survive. And the same goes to foreign women. But this is beyond your thinking. I'll keep my women right where they at and I'll join them there. That's the solution for many of you fellas. Get your money right. Get your mind right. And then you can go into their environments. Learn those skills so you can take it with you when you go. So you can maintain that family structure. Many of you fellas need to understand this. Because we see what America dating is. We see what the United States and their dating is. We see what westernized societies that practice American ways. Look what's happening to these environments. I refuse to bring my foreign woman here. Refuse. Because I know the whole world is turning, but there are some places that are still legit. You say, all women ain't this, all women. Yeah, dumb arguments. All you dumb dudes who have these dumb arguments, you just mad because you can't find anyone. That's crazy how most of the cats I know can leave out the country and find some women that's rocking with them, that's built a connection with them, versus you. It's you, dude. It ain't the women. So to all you fellas that understand where I'm going with this, shout out to you. This is Shark Video 2.0. They deleted my last one. It's gone. But this is the Shark Video 2.0. Respect it. Look at the abyss. Look into the abyss of that woman. The depths of her. And that will explain everything. Yesh Jonas, YeshJonas.com.